Hello, children. Good day to all of you. Myself, Amharar. I'm from AA College, Barabanki. Today, I shall be teaching you English of class 10. I'll be taking up grammar. My topic today is composition, paragraph writing. This is part 1. Dear children, so far you have learnt the parts of sentences, the parts of a speech, the verb forms, sentence pattern and how they are structured, tenses and their forms, passive voice, indirect speech, translation from Hindi to English, punctuation marks, and so on and so forth. Dear children, it is high time that we now begin composition. What is composition? Composition is another word for writing. The act of writing or the piece of writing that results. It also refers to what something is made of. The word composition comes from the Latin word componere, meaning put together, and its meaning remains close to this. Any mixture of ingredients can be called a composition. The Cambridge Dictionary of English Language defines composition as a short piece of writing about a particular subject done by a student. In the literary sense, a composition is the way a writer assembles words and sentences to create a meaningful work. In writing, composition refers to the way a writer structures a piece of writing. The examples of composition are a flower arrangement in a vase or a manuscript. Dear children, if you take up a vase and a flower stem, then what do? You fill it with mud, and then you hold the stem of flower with the flower facing upwards and the stem facing downwards. You place it into the mud, and you find that there's a beauty, there's a pattern, there's a method in the arrangement of flower in a vase. Suppose you just do it whimsically. Suppose you reverse the process. You take up a vase, place the mouth of the vase downwards and its back facing upwards, and you place certain amount of mud on its back, and you place the stem of flowers with flowers facing downwards and stems facing upwards, and you bury it inside the mud, then of course you have made a mess of it. The point I want to make here is that there is a certain pattern which you have got to follow while arranging the flowers in a vase. And if you do not follow that pattern, the result is the mess, the chaos, and disorder. The same is true of manuscript. Manuscript is a document written by hand before printing was invented. So they also had to follow a pattern. When you write a composition, you have got to follow a pattern. In most English classes, composition can be called an essay, a report, a letter, a presentation, or a term paper. Therefore, dear children, composition is the writing of a paragraph, a short essay, and a letter writing for a student of English language at class 10 level. Dear children, in the traditional writing, there were certain modes which were followed while writing a composition. And they were 4 in all, and they were codified in the late 19th century. And these 4 modes of compositions or skills of compositions were description, narration, exposition, and argumentation. A good writing can include multiple modes of composition. First, we shall talk about description. So what is a description? A description or a descriptive writing is a statement or account that describes some things or someone, listing its characteristic features and significant details to provide a reader with a portrayal in words, Number 2 is narration. A narration or narrative writing is a personal account, a story that the writer tells his or her reader. It can be an account of a series of facts, events, given in order or importance, and establishing connections between the steps, The third is exposition. What is exposition? Exposition is the act of explaining a person, place, thing, or an event. Our purpose is just not to describe something, but to give it a reality and interpretation. Number 4 is argumentation. An argumentation is basically an exercise in comparing and contrasting. It is the methodological presentation of both sides of an argument using logical or formal reasoning. Dear children, when you write a composition, then of course you will have to keep in mind the certain steps which you have got to follow in writing a good composition. The first one is the opening sentence. The opening sentence is often the topical sentence. It is the sentence most of the time which states the topic. Latter sentences which you write are just an explanation, an elaboration, an interpretation of the topical sentence. That is the approach you have got to follow. You are not going to write anything that modifies or contradicts the opening sentence. Then there are ideas which are connected to the opening sentence. You have got to write the details about those ideas, and then there is the closing sentence. Just as the opening sentence should arouse the interest of the reader, in the same way, the closing sentence should satisfy the curiosity of the reader. And then you have got to write the title of your composition, and you have to organize the similar ideas into a paragraph. Then you have got to write the composition, and lastly you have got to correct your composition. You have to correct the spelling mistakes. You have to set the punctuation marks properly, and you have to find out as to whether or not you have made appropriate use of the words. Let us, dear children, now begin the real composition. Let us begin it with paragraph writing. What is a paragraph, dear children? First, you have got to understand that a paragraph is a number of sentences grouped together and relating to one topic, or a group of related sentences that develop a single point. That means that a paragraph is a combination of sentences that had been grouped together, and they express one point, one idea, one subject, and one topic. There is, however, no rule as to the length of paragraphs. They may be short or long according to the necessity of the case. A paragraph, dear children, may consist of a single sentence or of many sentences. There are certain principles which you have got to observe while making a paragraph. And there are, in fact, three principles to be observed in constructing a paragraph. And these are unity, order, and variety. Let us now find out as to what these terms imply. The first one is unity. Just as each sentence deals with one thought, each paragraph must deal with one topic or idea. Every sentence in the paragraph must be closely connected with the main idea. The paragraph and every part of it must be the expression of it. Topic, theme, or subject of paragraph is very often expressed in one sentence of the paragraph, generally the first one. So, dear children, there should be unity, means there should be only one idea in a paragraph. All the sentences in a paragraph should be an elaboration of that one point, and they should come one after another. The second principle which you have got to observe while writing a paragraph is that of order. Order means logical sequence of thoughts or development of a subject. Events must be related in the order of their occurrence, and all ideas should be connected to the leading idea and arranged according to their order or importance. The two most important sentences in the paragraph are the first one and the last one. The first sentence should be, as a rule, the topical sentence. That means it should state the topic, it should arouse the interest of the reader, and the last sentence should satisfy it. The third principle which you have to observe while writing a paragraph is the principle of variety. By variety, we mean that monotony should be avoided and paragraphs should be of different lengths and not always of the same sentence construction. Now let us examine a few paragraphs by standard authors in illustration of these principles of paragraph writing. Let us now, dear children, study the paragraphs composed by the great authors. The one paragraph is by an Indian author, and the other paragraph is by a British author, the original speaker. I'll read it out and just try to find out as to how the three principles of paragraph writing, that is to say, unity, order, and variety, have been observed faithfully or not. I begin reading. There is an incident which occurred at an examination during my first year at the high school, which is worth recording. Now, the very first sentence, dear children, is heralding the interest of the students, Here, there is a mention of an incident which the writer says it is worth recording, Mr. Giles, the educational inspector, the main character is introduced, had come on a visit of inspection. He had set us 5 words to write As a spelling exercise, one of the words was kettle. I had misspelled it. The teacher tried to prompt me with the point of his boot, but I would not be prompted. It was beyond me to see that he wanted me to copy the spelling from my neighbor's slate. For I had thought that the teacher was there to supervise us against copying. The result was that all the boys, except myself, were found to have spelled every word correctly. Only I had been stupid. The teacher tried later to bring this stupidity home to me, but without effect. I never could learn the art of copying. The last sentence is very impressive, I could never learn the art of copying. Well, this is father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. And he is recounting this incident in his autobiography, the story of my experiments with truth. And this is beautiful prose, dear children. All the three principles of unity, order, and variety have been faithfully observed in this paragraph. And Mahatma Gandhi, dear children, if you manage to get this book somewhere, you must go through it. This is one of the finest examples of a rhythmic, lilting, and poetical prose, dear children. The second example is from the masters of English prose. This is William Hazlitt. I begin reading. Poetry is the language of imagination and passions. It relates to whatever gives immediate pleasure or pain to the human mind. Just see the very first sentence. Poetry is the language of imagination and passion. It's very striking. And this is the topical sentence here. The topic has been stated that the writer is talking about the language of imagination and passion, which is the language of poetry, dear children. It comes home to bosoms, heart means, and businesses of men, that means works, for nothing but what comes home to them in the most general and intelligible shape can be subject for poetry. Beautiful. Poetry is the universal language which the heart holds with nature and itself. He who has a contempt means dislike, hatred, for poetry cannot have much respect for himself or for anything else. Wherever there is a sense of beauty or power or harmony, as in the motion of a wave of the sea, in the growth of a flower, there is a poetry in its birth. Now, dear children, if you notice that in this beautiful paragraph, which has been composed by one of the masters of English prose, William Hazlitt, all the three principles of paragraph writing, that is to say, unity, order, and variety, have been faithfully observed. The very first sentence is the topical sentence, and it speaks that the language of poetry is the language of imagination and passions. Passions means strong desires. And it has got something to do what gives pleasure or pain to the human mind. There is a logical sequence of ideas. That means there is order in this beautiful paragraph, and there is a variety as well, because nothing has been repeated. All the sentences are of varying length, and the subject of poetry has been beautifully illustrated and explained. So both these paragraphs, they are beautiful examples of all the three principles of paragraph writing, that is to say, unity, variety, and order. The one is done by an Indian master of the prose, the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, and the other is penned by a Britisher, that is to say, William Hazlitt, who is regarded as one of the masters of English prose, Now, dear children, I would like to recapitulate the main points. Composition is another word for writing, just as you have seen throughout this video. The act of writing or the piece of writing that results. For a student of English language, the composition means writing of a paragraph, an essay, or a letter writing, so on and so forth. There are four modes of composition or skills, that is to say, description, narration, exposition, and argumentation. Description means telling about someone or something, giving its characteristic features or details. Narration is the personal account, a story that the writer tells his or her reader, giving a series of facts or events in the order of their happening. Exposition is the act of explaining a person, a place, a thing, or an event, giving it reality or interpretation. Argumentation implies comparing and contrasting. It is the presentation of the both sides of an argument. There are certain steps in the writing of any composition. We have to plan our composition under 8 heads. Opening sentence, ideas connected to the opening sentence, details about the ideas, ending the sentence, writing the title, organizing the ideas into a paragraph, writing the composition, and then correcting it. A paragraph is a series of sentences connected together and having a single topic. The paragraph may be short or long. There is no specific rule regarding it. There are 3 principles to be observed in writing a paragraph. These are unity, order, and variety. Unity means there should be only one topic or a subject or an idea in a paragraph. Order means logical sequence of thoughts or ideas arranged in the order of their happening. Variety means that the paragraphs should be of different lengths and sentence construction should not always be the same. Now children, there is some home assignment for you, just to find out as to how much you have learned. Of course, you have got to get these checked by your school teacher. The first one is write a paragraph on how to protect yourself from novel COVID-19. The second one is make a paragraph on a busy city street. And the third one is write a paragraph regarding an incident in my life. Hope, dear children, you have enjoyed today's video lesson. Hope to see you soon in my next video lesson. Until then, have a nice time. Goodbye. Thank you.